Hello, hi guys, how are you? Kim Galtigorski here, and I'm excited. I'm bringing another edition of Balance Over Perfect. This one's actually a little different. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking, which is going to be great behind what we're talking about today. I have a new setup in my office. I have just a new look going on, and I'm like, man, I'm a little bit nervous to talk to you guys, but I'm really not, because I know the people behind this. You're just people. I care about you. I want to give you so much value, but you're just that, people. So why do people make us so nervous? So have you ever gotten to a point where you didn't want to go out with friends because you knew that one person was going to be there, and you're like, I kind of get a little uncomfortable around them because they may be, more successful, prettier than you, more knowledgeable, whatever that is. Has that ever happened for you? I know for me it has, and it was pretty much my whole life. I would be that girl that would get red in the face when she talked to anyone. My closest friends, not so much, because I'm going to talk about why in a second, but people in general, I would get red in the face. I would get super sweaty, and I would barely even know what to say. My speech impediment came out. I was stumbling and just all around a mess. So when you think about that, isn't that kind of uncomfortable? And it's just why is life like this? Why can't it be a little bit easier? And then you start to take yourself out of the equation. You start to stop going to places, stop being that person. And is that really helping you? Or is it just derailing you to really living out this life of freedom? Because how annoying is that? The fact that you can't feel uber confident and comfortable around every environment, every person. And so I'm going to share 4 tips of how I've been able to do this over the years, because even though I'm a naturally outgoing person, it still made me nervous around people. I just pushed past it with my humor and a smile. Now I'm pushing it past with these 4 tips. So what is the number one thing that we all need to do in life? Be you. Be yourself. Why are we trying to fit into this mold? Why are we trying to be what the next person telling us that that's how we should be? So this is not going to stem from many reasons of why we do this. It could be our upbringing. It could be that you got to fit in, or you never fit in, so you're just making yourself fit into other situations. Or you just don't really like who you are. And that could be also from upbringing, past experiences, environment that you've been in or currently in. So that brings me to my second one. You got to journal about this. And maybe you're on the other line, you're like, I do not journal. Okay, cool. Maybe you'll skip number 2, but I will guarantee you will need this one day. So hear it now, but maybe you don't take it now. Because that's always something that I love about what this industry does for people. The self-help, the personal development, the positive affirmation. You've heard it before, but now you're hearing it again when you actually needed it. So journaling. Why do people make you feel uncomfortable? Why are you nervous? So if I did a little Dear Diary right now, what would that look like? So Dear Diary, Dear Kim, that's what I like to do. When I'm talking to God too, I'm like, hey, what's up, God? And because I like to make it me. I want to be me all the time, because it's a crying shame when we have to conform. And I know how I've conformed over the years. And now I just am in my silly, obnoxious, optimistic, and just sarcastic self. So where am I journaling here? So Dear Kim, Dear Diary. This person made me feel uncomfortable because I don't feel I'm smart enough. I feel inferior around them because they said this and I took this as that. They said, why don't you get that? And I took this as, I'm not smart enough. Or they just made me feel like I was just so little. Or I don't really know what to say around them because we don't have a lot in common. So this is where this journaling exercise is not only going to be therapeutic, but the power behind journaling is more than just getting that Dear Diary out. The power behind it is that you're getting your thoughts out of your head and onto paper and releasing it. Because the more that we release, the more relief we have. I'm going to say that again. The more that we release, the more relief we have. There's too many of us bottling up these feelings, saying that that's so silly. No one else felt that way. No one could possibly feel like this. I had an instant just today that I said, you know what? I'm just going to bottle this up. I'm just going to just not talk about it. I'm going to let it settle, and then maybe I'll bring it back up. And guess what? I didn't. And I didn't bottle it up. I expressed it. I released it, and I felt so relieved. So relieved. So there's power behind that. All right, number 3, actually practicing it. Getting out there and practicing that you can speak in public. So I'm right here on a podcast, on a YouTube. What? No way. I would stumble over words. I would get red in the face, and I would be profusely sweating. I'm probably sweating right now, but we'll take 2 out of 3. It's not that bad. So with that, how are you practicing? Are you speaking up when you want to, or are you littling yourself when you don't? Are you getting on camera? We live in a social media world. Why don't you go live? Just talk about whatever is on your mind. You don't have to be in the self-help space or the empowerment and inspiring space to do so. No way. Get your voice out there. Because the more you practice of being around people and articulating and being that person that you truly are, the most unique and beautiful self, it's going to feel so much better. And I'm going to bring it easy for you on number 4. Repeat, repeat, repeat. How can you repeat being you? Showing that. So I want you to actually get that in your journal. Who are you? I say that with so much compassion and care because I didn't know who I was. And that's so scary to really think about it. Like, think about that for a second. If someone's like, who are you in 3 words? Could you say that right now? So for me, in 3 words, I am caring, I am compassionate, and I am so freaking silly, I don't care, and I am uber awkward. I gave you a 4th one. I'm very awkward. My husband always makes fun of me, and I love that. It's amazing, right? So it's me. And if I'm not me, who else will be? And if I'm not showing up for me, how the heck in the people in my life do they really know me? Or are you putting yourself in this box of what you feel society has made you? No, I'm not saying it's all your fault, but now, once you start to get those gut instincts that, this doesn't feel right, those instincts that, hey, I want to speak up and feel confident and comfortable, that's when you know. So that's when you journal. That's when you keep on practicing it. So get out there, get in your journal. I love to do it on Sundays, but if anything is just speaking to you, get outside, because that right there is going to be a game changer. I'll see you guys soon.